But, yeah, hang on, just let me roll with it. I'll get this back online here in just a sec. Alright, back online. Back online. Alright. Holy cannoli, man. I don't know what to make of that. Sorry about that. Been having a lot of issues out of my laptop, getting a little too warm lately. Speaking of, though, I did bring along something to see if it would help. Where did I set them? Where did I set pupils? There you are. Just a second. Move that. Set this down there instead. It's a little bit wobbly. It's a little bit wobbly. Hang on, let me try this way. It's a little wibbly wobbly, timey wimey thing. Okay. Apologies then, that is not working out. Let me just flip that until I find something else. Eventually we'll get this figured out, but trouble of working with a laptop, I guess you could say. Sorry about all the shakiness. I am not in an earthquake, although I do live in California. So, when last I left off before the technological issues due to overly warm laptop, just give me a second on that. I'm still a little annoyed about it, so I'd like to resolve that. I'm sure the doctor will help me out here. Excuse me. There. Feel like that should help. Anyways, when last I left off, I had gathered information to help out the little girl on Evergreen Lane. Eventually, I will upgrade to a desktop again, but right now, I'm just making do with what I got. I'm going to talk over Conrad this time because the reality is
It seems like
you've
the
already
Wentz
heard
family
this
isn't
guy
worried
talk
about their
this line a
safety.
million and one times.
Although it does
and
seem
until
like they're
some
pretty
ghosts live
startled when
on,
experiencing something they think is paranormal. I'm sure I'll be able to find enough evidence to support their claims and put their minds at ease.
Okay. You've already heard that a million and one times anyways. But the point is that it won't really change as far as what he's saying until I've helped some ghosts move on. Once ghosts start moving on, the dialogue changes from Conrad. So, there's that. Now, no, I didn't like sounding like I was arguing or something. It was just weird. Weird. Everybody mocks that one. I found it funny, but nobody was around to laugh with me. Oh well. Usopp quoted in some weird way from One Piece. Alright, here I go. Like I said, this will speed this up a lot quicker. And this time I am going to help the ghost be
These
able to
lights
find
are
some keys.
acting
It's
funny.
just that,
I should continue investigating.
forgetful last time. Was forgetful.
The EMF meter should not behave this way. This is paranormal.
So there you go. Tied that in. I will return to this situation, but that's not the main focus. I mean, yes, but also other ghost here. The ghost right up here. Which ways? Oh, okay, there it is. All switched around there for a second. And with that hair in the nose feeling. Must have looked like some sort of devious wheeze for a second. Should probably get temps while I'm at it.
Looks like just a cold spot. Nothing paranormal.
Oh, there is a vent there. I can't be too puzzled about that then. It does check out. You are right. Again with the don't run. Kid might be a little shy for information at first, but I did bring a lot of intel on her, so she should be more around and available for talking, in her way of talking, for being residual energy. I mean, obviously not gonna talk, but got a vapor. Where'd that class vapor go? So, like I was saying before, on a good stream, I think I've got maybe about 2 good hours in this laptop before it starts getting too warm and starts disconnecting me. So there's that. Starting to dial that in. Which is good. I mean, at least I have some space in order to know what I'm working with. Yeah, that door is just a little weird for me for some reason. I'm absolutely in my head on that one. Matoros, don't put me in a labyrinth. I get confused. It hurt my feelings. This is new information, isn't it? No, this is her artifact, isn't it? Hang on. Her artifact is already a... So what am I doing here? I must have forgotten that I did that. I'm still really gonna need her help with the whole showing up thing. Temperature data would also be very helpful. I mean, that was starting to happen. Is that the vent again? I'm thinking that's the vent. Right.
Nothing paranormal about these temperature readings.
I know. I just wanted to make sure that you were paying attention, Mr. Stevens. I just had to know that you knew that I knew, 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 that you knew. Okay? Now that we're on the same page. I'm not sure how much that's going to residue for me. Probably not going to get lucky enough to get Private Connor to assist me on this because I really didn't gather much information on him. It won't kill me if it's not a perfect investigation. It's just, it'll take longer to gather the points I need in order to get all the way up to where I'm trying to get to. volume's a little bit down on my side because I'm seeing if perhaps that'll cut out the echo that I was experiencing. Sorry about that. Wanted to see if it'll cut out the echo that I was experiencing and you were experiencing on your side the last time. I mean, with me, I wasn't hearing it so much on my side. I was hearing Conrad in mono, but it sounded kind of like a supermarket every time he'd speak. You know, one of the swap meet kind of a thing. I'm not gonna bother trying to mimic that because, yeah, I'll probably just come off as absurd. Not that I don't already. But absurd. Probably. She's not asleep. That's for certain. The child is awake. But very, very meek. Very shy seeming. No, because that's probably what's causing the stereo sound. I wonder if...
These temp readings are unusual.
Well, okay, I got at least half the point. The more you gather, the more active the spirit. The more active the spirit. Yeah, so I still need to finish that. Just grab that last little bit of a bar on temps. You are not the droid I am You are the droid I'm looking for. Hello. No, that's not the quote. But
nothing paranormal about these temperature readings.
Yeah. I was wrong. That is not the droid I'm looking for. I admit it. It's embarrassing. It's like, but
something is going on here. These temperature readings are definitely...
nothing, I got it that time. Hey, how about that? It's like, but what about the... Yeah, and then I see the vent on the floor. I mean, I guess I really should have, right? From... Did you want to have a photo taken? You want me to take your picture? Because I won't remember. You ever get an idea just out of the blue after you've done something 1,000,001 times that might be a little different? I'm gonna see about getting her photo real quick. Yeah, I already got it, but I'm just saying that if I can get her photo, then that's locked in, and then if I can see about when I'm helping Private Connor right after I do this, because see, I did remember this time. I'm gonna see about if I can get his photo when he's passing on to the other side. That would also be really nice as far as if I could figure out how in the world to get that as a screenshot. That would be beautiful. You'll see what I mean. There's this really beautiful glowy light passing onto the other side thing happens. It's something else. Not like scene from Ghost something else, but for video games, Ghosts passing on. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. And each variation of Ghost has their own different way of passing on, which is also really interesting.
Incredible. A photo of an entity?
Thank you, kid. So, correct me if... Oh, audio. Audio. That's what I was thinking. Audio. Alright. Adios. For like 5 seconds. I will switch my equipment. And by audios, of course, I mean the ghosts. So I'm not really going anywhere. Kind of like that one Futurama episode. Let's see here. That's purple, right? Purple bands is what I need for Private Connor. So... And it's purple bands, that's residual, so that's mugwort right there. This game looks blurry, like there are no bands whatsoever on that one. It's like a big green stick with some possible brown to it. It's fine, I'll still get this done. This makes it more challenging. The question is, one, will the internet allow me
to... Ooh, that is eerie audio evidence.
Okay. I caught everybody there. Told you, this thing's powerful. You get more than one audio out of that. And yet, it's still just multiple pieces. It does speed it up. I'm not going to knock it too much. I did not expect there to be that much activity, though.
Ooh, that is eerie audio evidence.
Ding, 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 ding. Oh wow, that's a little bit in the past there, isn't it? So, the delay is mostly what you're... Okay. It's starting to make a little bit more sense to me. I wonder if there's a way to fix that, so that I see things and you see things at about the same time.
I'll keep that as audio evidence.
It sounded like a different kind of whisper, but... That would have been an interesting photo that never happened, Oh well. Can't win them all.
Ooh, that is eerie audio evidence.
Is it paranormal yet? It is paranormal-y. Okay. So, I did say that before this month was done, I was going to help Private Connor move on. Hopefully, y'all are ready for that, because it's about to happen. I'm doing this. Doing this thing like a chicken wing. I know, it's outdated, but I went there anyways. I'll buy the bar of soap later if I feel like it. Smudging. Smudges are required to release ghosts back to their planes of existence. Specific smudges are used for each ghost type. This is due to the cleansing property of smudges and the fact that each ghost is a different type of spiritual energy. Smudges are inventory items, so Conrad will need to ensure he has room to pick them up. The smudge's embers will begin to glow excessively when the ghost is interacting with the smudge. See the releasing tutorial to learn how to proceed from here. Tutorial schmishmorial, I got this, probably, maybe, I'm sure it's fine. Okay, to light smudge, it's spacebar or left click. Mugwort is used to release residual, juniper is used to release shadow, thyme is used to release intelligence, rosemary is used for poltergeist, and palo santo is used for exorcism. In other words, le démon, il est là. It's time. This guy's been hurting long enough. Not eat. This is. I'm still trying to turn my brain from Fallout to this game. It's entertaining to me at least. It's challenge. So once I pick this up and once I release this ghost, if I come back here and I set this item down, it is not going to have the same EMF. You can bring the ghost back, but I mean, once you release them, I don't know. It just seems a little odd to bring them back after you set them free. You know what I mean? So, now if I remember right, light the stick. This has so much time on it, so once it's burning like that, okay, I'm right where I need to set the artifact down. Set down the artifact. There's the orb. Now I gotta follow this orb in the case of this intelligent. And I gotta know the backstory. So let's see how well I remember this guy. Your name is Robert Connor.
I'd like to acknowledge Robert Connor's presence.
Got it right. Okay. Good to know I can remember somebody's name, huh? I can remember names better than that, but I kid. Here's the spirit's attachment. Chevrons from his
You went through unimaginably horrific circumstances to protect our country. I'm very saddened by the burden you carry, but just like your family and brothers, I'm also very proud of your bravery.
What was the spirit's grief upon death? He wasn't empowered, he wasn't content. I'm gonna go.
I can't imagine how difficult it was to carry these memories. I believe your brothers know of your bravery and are incredibly proud to have served beside you. Your parents are proud of you too. They tried to help you the best they could. It is all right to let go of these memories and be at peace with your loved ones.
Too bad I forgot the camera. Now, he's at peace.
I should double check I have the relic before I leave.
We'll go here. Gotta be some way to screenshot that. But now, let's see here. This is how I became the king of this game, is by doing the impossible. I actually prefer Emperor, because Emperors know what they want. Kings are kind of spoiled. Well, let's see here. Paranormal, 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 as far as the photos go. So I'm going to get the 50 score for having gotten all that data there. And I'm also going to get an additional 50 because I released Private Connor. So, let's go. And then it hit me like a ton of bricks. Like a boot to my balls. Like a hot poker to me arse. I could just do that 2 more times with these ghosts. And there's the paramic. It's exploitative. Wait, it's only... Oh, whoa. 125. Experience points earned tonight, 125. How did I... Oh. Oh. Hey, they upped that a bit. I remember when that was... That is cool. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thanks, devs. I appreciate it. That is going to move that along a lot quicker. Sorry about my nose. Holy cannoli, Batman. And I put Private Connor at peace. So with every ghost that you put at ease, you're going to find their artifact. And that's not it. It's Evergreen Lane I'm looking for in the first place. So, okay, that was my first hint. I'm in the wrong place. Jefferson Street, Spruce Street. Watch me get horribly lost in my own shop. Polk Street, Evergreen Lane, here we are. So you see, there's the chevrons that was Private Connor's artifact. That is no longer going to be emitting EMF. Even if I return it to the site, set it down, bring him back, it will no longer emit EMF, and you'll no longer be able to cheese the investigation with that. Now, if you wanted to definitely make it so that you couldn't cheese things, you could do that way, and that would be kind of cool for, you know, giving yourself a skill walk, kind of a challenge, which I've thought about doing, skill walk, figuring out some sort of a skill walk challenge for this to make it more difficult. Like, maybe just go after one ghost or something like that, solely out, only one ghost per thing. But, I'm not gonna sit around and try to brainstorm that while live. I'll think about that off the air. That way, more time to investigate. I always find that funner. Better. More entertaining. So, that was Private Connor. Promises made, promises kept. I did say that I was going to release that ghost, and he is free. 125, though. I'm not sure sometimes if I'm looking at that. Yeah. See, sometimes there we go. It's black and white on black and white when it comes to that screen, so it's hard for me to tell. It's really hard for me to tell sometimes. Slime. 487. Woohoo! So, correct me if I'm wrong, but shadowy... Hang on, I gotta deal with an annoyance called Norton. There. Now that that's gone, Shadow Ghost is Juniper. So I cannot help him out yet, because he is an intelligent, but he's also a Shadow Ghost, and it's a Shadow Ghost I think it's going to click with him. So I can't help him out, but I can't help the little girl. And even though he's intelligent, he's not going to be intelligent necessarily to realize that I just helped this little girl out, though. And then there's a trade-off. Okay. I'm gonna see about the lighthouse, maybe. Yeah, lighthouse. There was one in the lighthouse particularly caught my interest the last time. Let's see if I can dig that one up. Yes, there. Wait, a seance can create. Not that one. There. So that. Yeah, she was helpful last time. Not interested in Murdoch. There. I'm getting quicker. Now, I'm not necessarily going to more than likely I won't be helping any of these guys on today because I don't think I'll be able to gather that much information, but let's see, here's Melanie. And there's a new ghost that I'm going to be looking into. So, I'm sure in a prior video...
First heard about this place when I was a kid. It's unbelievable I'm actually here investigating. This lighthouse has been around for almost 200 years and has a history that aligns well with being a haunted location. I'd love to find evidence specifically identifying the spirits allegedly haunting here. I'm sure I'll be able to find enough evidence to support their claims and put their minds at ease.
It's not an allegation if it's true, brother. Alright. So she's in here, this ghost that I'm investigating this time, just to let you know where I'm going. It's not too far from the car, so I was able to do that, no problem. I can forgo any comment about a rookie mistake that time. Because it was on purpose, kind of, maybe. Probably. Oh yeah, she's not a... She's residual, I think. Is what I'm going to try to get at here. Sounds kind of mean saying not an intelligent haunting. They were all intelligent in life. Except the politician. Which I'm going to keep dogging on and burning because he's a prick and nobody likes that guy. Screw him. Don't like the politician. Is this going to be debunked?
Looks like just a cold spot.
Yeah,
Nothing
I
paranormal.
thought it would, probably. Let me just look around here. If I remember right, this ghost actually... It's another service individual, service woman in this case, obviously. If I remember her story right, she was working the radios during wartime, waiting for her fiancé. I want to say fiancé she was waiting for to come back. But, now you know how it can be. Wartime didn't come back. If I remember right, she's a shadow residual. So, shadow but residual. And she's near me, isn't she?
Looks like just a cold spot. Nothing
Well,
paranormal.
what was the dancing back and forth then, though? I saw more than you were leading on. Yeah. After I get a little bit of archival stuff on this ghost here, preferably a photo and some audio. I mean, it doesn't have to be the full bar. Some audio would be great, just to get that going. You know, like that I just probably missed. It happens. She can be a tricky ghost when starting off trying to gather information for her, so there is that, and that is another reason why I decided to try to gather some information on her specifically. Her and George, I believe it is. It's a slave ghost over that way. Definitely wouldn't mind helping him out too before, the month is done, if at all possible. But, like I said before, I've only really got about 2 good hours per live stream, it seems like, out of this laptop before it decides it's too warm and it wants to cancel me out. So, there is that. Yeah. There's that bar.
These temperature fluctuations appear to be normal.
Well, it's a little perplexing then, because that bar was the other bar, if I remember right, that I was talking about before. If you're going to confuse me that much, maybe Melanie will be more helpful. And yes, I'm going to do the race in the barn thing and just leave that door open. So there. I will close it when I'm done.